Good morning, students. Welcome once again to our history class. We are doing chapter 9, last phase of struggle for independence. And in our previous class, we have learned that the princely states refused to join the federation as proposed in the Act of 1935. The British were willing to hand over the administration of the provinces to the Indian leaders, for which the elections took place in 1937. The Indian National Congress leaders gained majority and came in power in 8 provinces, but they resigned from their ministries in 1939 as the British refused to grant complete independence to India. The Indian leaders decided to launch the Quit India movement for India's independence, wherein Gandhiji made a stirring appeal to the Indian people to either free India or die in the cause. But before the launch of this movement, the British arrested many important leaders. Let us know how Indian people reacted to this unjust and unlawful action of the British. Children, when the news of arrest of important leaders spread out all over the country, the people carried out huge processions at various places. They also attacked police stations, jails, railway stations, and even government offices, which symbolize the oppressive policies of the British. People stood courageously against the British without even caring about their lives. Even in Maharashtra, in the places like Chimmur, Ashti, Yavli, Mahad, Gargoti, the people struggled with exemplary determination and boundless courage. Children, even the school children had not kept themselves away from the struggle. Some of them even gained martyrdom at such a young age. Young Shirish Kumar, Lal Das Tansukhlal, Shashidhar, Gansham were such young patriots who gained martyrdom when the British began firing at the procession carried by them along with other school children at Nandurbar. These children set up an example of extraordinary courage and patriotism. Do you know, children, that the leaders of the Indian National Congress started anti-war movement as the British were constantly ignoring their demands at the time of the Second World War. It was decided that people would break the laws individually instead of having a collective movement that time. This kind of satyagraha, where people broke the laws individually, came to be known as individual satyagraha. Acharya Vinoba Bhave was the first individual satyagrahi who began this movement. He was followed by nearly 25,000 satyagrahis. Even they were imprisoned for this action, children. Now let us know about one more movement that took place towards the end of 1942. Students, the public movement got a new turn towards the end of 1942 in the form of the underground movement. Underground movements were carried out secretively by many social young activists like Jay Prakash Narayan, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Chodubai Puranik, including the women like Aruna Asaf Ali, Sucheta Kripalani, Usha Mehta, etc. These activists tried to create hindrances in the working of the British government by causing disruption in their transport and communication system, like by breaking down the railway routes, cutting off the telephone lines, blowing up the bridges, etc. One such activist was Himu Kalani, who lived in Sindh province. Children, Hemu Kalani tried to destroy the railway lines along with his companions in order to obstruct a train carrying the British goods. But unfortunately, he was caught and hanged by the British. The underground activists also made various groups such as by Kotwals, Azad Dasta in Karzat, Lal Sena by General Awari in Nagpur, etc. These groups were successful in making the British helpless and witless for several months. Children, the secret transmission centers like Azad Radio were also created at this time. Various songs, speeches, inspirational messages, and news of agitation in the country were broadcasted by these centers to inspire people to participate in India's freedom struggle. Children, at some places in India, the British officers were made to run away and people established their own government. The government run by the people came to be called as parallel government. This government was formed in districts like Midnapur in Bengal, Balia and Azamgarh in Uttar Pradesh, and Purnia in Bihar. In Satara district of Maharashtra, Kranti Singh Nana Patil established the parallel government. Bapu Laj established Tufan Sena, an army wing in Satara district to help the parallel government to carry out their functions. These parallel governments carried out important functions like collection of taxes, maintenance of law and order, and also created People's Court to give punishment to criminals. People too accepted the decisions of jury of People's Court. Children, this government also undertook several measures for the upliftment of the society, like prohibition of liquor, spread of literacy, opposition to caste distinctions and money lenders, etc. Due to all these reasons, the parallel government became a source of inspiration for the public. Children, people from all walks of life participated in the 1942 movement and made it immensely popular and strong. Many also gained martyrdom in this freedom struggle. The number of people who participated was so huge that even the prisons were not sufficient to put them in jail. The patriotic songs composed by Sane Guruji, Rashtra Sant Tukroji Maharaj inspired freedom fighters to carry out their struggle ceaselessly. Since this nationwide agitation began in the month of August, it also came to be called as August Kranti. Now it's time for us to conclude our history class for today. But we'll meet next week and we'll learn about the contribution of Subhash Chandra Bose in India's freedom struggle. Now read textbook page number 41 and 42 for a thorough understanding of the lesson and complete the notes given in the PDF file neatly in your notebook. Thank you.